back, everyone. Tankers Fantasy Football made it to week 9. There are some big boys on their bye weeks this week, so we got to give you some guys for some sit starts, as well as some other matchup plays here that you're going to be needing to hear here.
We're going to start it off with the Saints running backs playing in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's giving up the 6 touchdown and points to running backs. I'm all in on Ingram and Kamara this week.
I mean, Kamara, I think his low watermark on the year is like
great.
7.8 PPR points, and that was his first career game in the NFL.
Been very sexy this far.
He's been double digits.
RB2 Deluxe.
Double digits every single week, starting in week 3.
Well, if he's your RB2, you're feeling very, very sexy about it. Another guy went out there, had a big week when he came and joined the Cardinals, been kind of let down in London, took on the bye, but now he's going against the Niners, who get up the most yards and points to running backs. I think Adrian Peterson is an all-go RB2 this week.
Yeah, just bleeding points and yards everywhere. If he's your RB2, I feel like you can feel pretty decent about it. Another guy, I mean, this is kind of crazy, but
yeah, we'll have a little stretch here, but you know, you got.
But with guys on bye weeks, I mean, you're looking maybe Abdullah is going to have to find your way in a flex play for you this week, maybe an RB2 situation.
I mean, Packers are allowing the 4th most touchdowns to running back, so I mean, maybe you get lucky. Maybe he finds his ass in the end zone. I'm not full on confidence about this one, but I mean, if you're on the ropes, you need a flex play. At least he's playing the Packers, and the Packers offense probably isn't going to be staying on the field that much. They're not going to be running away with the game without Rodgers, so the running game is going to be in effect all game, and giving up the 4 more touchdowns to give Abdullah a look, baby.
And here's a guy might think he's the go-to start.
I'm done with him.
But I'm benching him this week, even though he's going against Oakland. Giving up the 5th most points to running backs this year.
Sick of it.
I'm going to sit Jay Ajayi.
Sit the shit out of him. I'm sick of his
So underwhelming at this point.
Oh, my God. He's like 3 yards of carry on the season. Still no touchdowns through 7 games. I am done with this dick bomb. Sit I mean, my goodness, played the Ravens last week. The Ravens resurrected Latavius Murray. Latavius Murray did 100 yards and touchdowns on the fucking Ravens. 4 days later, Jay Ajayi's bitch ass goes out there and does dick shit like 13 carries for like 20 yards or some shit. I mean, get out of my face. Sit Jay Ajayi till further notice.
I mean, the only hope I feel like is to wait and see once J-Rock gets back and healthy, which might be sooner rather than later, maybe even this week, and Parker gets healthy. If they can get something going in this offense, maybe, but it's a wait and see.
I mean, I clearly feel better about guys like Landry with J-Rock back at them because, my goodness, Matt Moore, I mean, he looked decent in that 1.5 out there, but Matt Moore looked a lot like Matt Moore in that fucking Thursday night game, baby. So, I mean, if anybody, I think Landry, if J-Rock's at the helm, I think Landry is still a very viable wide receiver too. But guys like Parker, I think, if he's out there with J-Rock, I think he is a decent flex play. But I don't know, I think I'm benching Jai till further notice. I don't care who's under center.
And I think another guy you got to bench this week, LeGarrette Blount, going against that Denver defensive line, getting up the 2nd fewest yards and touchdowns. You just look at Monday night, Kareem Hunt had his first career game under 100 yards on the ground, so I feel like he's got to be on the bench
all sit on the Blount. Another sit. I got Tevin Coleman. I know he's been decent RB2 for you, getting right around that 10 to 12 points on the weekly. But he's playing against the Carolina Panthers this week, who are giving up the fewest points to running backs.
Do look, though, Freeman did have that very minor surgery on his shoulder. If for some reason they're saying he does not go, it's looking like this week he is going to go. But for some reason, if there's a late scratch and Coleman's the only guy in that backfield, then I feel like you got to play.
Yeah, then I feel like you got to put him at least in an RB2 flex play option. But if Freeman is on the field, I mean, I think you got to start Freeman no matter what. But if Freeman's on the field, I think Coleman is a sit out there against those tough Panthers D. C.J. Anderson, another sit, playing against the Philly, playing against the Eagles out there, giving them the fewest yards and the 4th fewest. All right, yeah, I mean, just the fewest yards. I don't know what I'm doing out there. I was going to say fewest yards and the 4th fewest yards. That don't make no goddamn sense now, does it?
And then Frank Gore, if he's still on the Indy roster, there's some trade talks going on here. If he's still on Indy, I feel like he's all in sit. Marlon Mack clearly is a better running back.
I don't know who the
point.
hell is going to trade for Frank Gore, though. That's
They said there's a report at least two teams are calling.
Who are these?
At least
Where are
two.
they in Canada?
At least two.
Who are these teams? Are they in Canada? I think those teams don't exist. That's bullshit. I mean, Jesus Christ, like the Raiders are probably like the team that needs a running back the most, but they wouldn't do that. I mean, they're already having to feed a dick bum like Marshawn Lynch just to appease him. I think Marshawn Lynch is a waste of time at this point. I think he is. I think they should go more with the DeAndre Washington and the Jalen Richard combo.
But Frank Gore, if he's still a Colt, he's looking at Houston. He's giving up the fourth fewest yards and the third fewest points to running backs.
Yeah.
I mean, through the air, they're giving it up here now.
All
but
systems
in
go
terms
on
of
the go.
run defense, they're still playing pretty respectable. But they could be a little bit of some dickery numbers, because if you look at last week, look at Seattle's running backs. They had 4 different players rush the ball, not named Russell Wilson, combined for like 10 yards.
That was garbage. It was absolutely garbage. I mean, I don't know if the Colts are going to be that bad. They might. So I think all systems go on the sit on Colts running backs. Even if Gore is traded and Marlon Mack is there hanging out by himself, I think it might be more of a wait and see against this Houston defense. What we got? Start on the wide receivers. We got some Saints wide. Then we're going to start Michael Thomas no matter what. But if you're talking about guys like Ted Ginn possibly in your flex, I think the Bucs are giving the most yards and the second most points to wide receivers. So, I mean, all systems go on the flex play of the Ted Ginn and the likes out there for the Saints.
Yeah, and we kind of hit on it earlier, but if J-Rock is in the lineup, I feel like you got to get Parker in there. Even though he's fresh coming off this injury, Oakland secondary could really jumpstart that.
They are so banged up in that Oakland secondary. If anybody, if Parker is suited up, I mean, he was close to playing last Thursday. You'd think he would be, 10 days removed from that. You'd think he would be almost 100% by now. I mean, my goodness. Said it was a minor ankle injury. He was talking about it for like 3 weeks. All right. All in on the sit of Alshon and Aguilar playing out there against the Broncos. We're giving up the second fewest points to wide receivers. I know Alshon finally got a little bit sexy for you last year, but like I said last week, Alshon gets this sexy for you against the Niners. I think it's a good time to sell high on the Alshon.
I mean, look at Tyreek Hill. He did absolutely nothing Monday night.
Yeah, and Tyreek Hill, I got 2.8 PPR points out there. I mean, speaking of that, oh my God, I was in fucking one of that listener league. You see that? I was like down by 5, Tyreek Hill versus a kicker. Kicker goes out there and drops a fucking 20 burger on me. And Tyreek Hill gets 20. I down by 5 coming in. I fucking lose by like 22. I'm like, what the fucking piss is going on? What the hell is going on? Good. Congratulations, Finito is Finito. Our projected scores were a lot higher than our final scores, at least for my score. I mean, my God, my team just went out there absolutely pissed themselves. What do we got here? We're on Hearns. Cincinnati's getting the 6 fewest yards to wide receivers on the sit on the Hearns. Paul Richardson out there and got it sexy for you last week. He's out on the way. If he's on some of your waivers still, I'd say go out there and pick him up. But I don't know. I think he might be more. I don't think you might be chasing those points coming into this week playing against the Redskins. They're giving the 6 fewest points to wide receivers. So I think if you do get Paul Richardson, or you did somehow in your lineup get it sexy for you last week, I think you might have to give him a look, put him on the bench this week if you got any viable options.
And Jamison Crowder pretty much doubled his yardage total for the year, but I still feel like you got to sit all Redskins wide receivers at this point. It's going against Seattle.
I know. I mean,
even though Seattle just absolutely got destroyed by the likes of Will Fuller and Hopkins, absolutely blowing it up with Russell Wilson
about how
here.
These dick bums for the Redskins can't even sniff Hopkins and Will Fuller's jackstraps out there. So
that is true.
So pissed on that. That's not a comparison at all.
But I'm telling you, there's some holes in that Legion of Boom.
Yeah,
but
it's a little leaky out there. I mean,
Watson absolutely blew it up, over 400
lost
yards.
Their minds. 4 tutties, lost their fucking minds on him out there with Marvin Miller's bitch ass got in the end zone twice because he's playing me in a league, fucking course. Prick. I got some tight ends. We got Start Witten against the Chiefs, giving him the third most yards. We got Start the Delaney playing against the Ravens. We're giving him the second most touchdowns to tight ends. All in on those two. And Jimmy Graham, Washington.
Fresh off the double dip.
I think you got to get him in there. Washington just gets shredded by tight ends, giving him the most points to tight ends.
All right, Sid, I feel like you got to sit the Hooper, second fewest yards, playing Carolina. At this point, Matt Ryan, I don't even know if you can trust him. I mean, in most leagues, Blake Bortles has more fantasy points than a guy like Matt Ryan at this point.
Yeah, you look at that. I saw it today. A friend, buddy of mine, texted me that. He was like, you know who fucking has more points than Matt Ryan now? And I was like, who? He's like, Blake Bortles. And I was like, oh, you fucking kidding me? And Blake Bortles is viewed as waiver wire fodder, unrosterable, and Matt Ryan is supposed to be a QB1. That is absolutely gross. Matt Ryan might be a sit moving forward. I know. And it's hard. It's hard to sit him, but my goodness, Matt Ryan.
You're just hoping that he can find it because he has some very, very tasty matchups come to fantasy playoff time. He's got New Orleans twice late in the season, and it could get real sexy in your playoff run if he can get it going.
Yeah, if for some reason you're fucking around thinking about starting a Lions tight end against the Packers, I don't think you should, because the Packers are giving them the fewest touchdowns and yards to tight end. I mean, I'm not saying if you're thinking about, I'm feeling a Lions tight end, don't.
I don't feel like you can either way.
Just in case. Just in case you're fucking around thinking about a Lions tight end out there.
All right, let's get some quarterbacks out there. Fresh out the bye, I feel like you got to start Jared Goff. Playing the Giants, giving up the 5th most touchdowns in the league as well as the 7th most fantasy points in the league.
Goffster. Another start this week. I think he's in their start list for the 3rd week in a row. Tyrod against the Jets. I know it's a Thursday night game. The Thursday night games are the dick bone. The Jets are giving up the 2nd most touchdowns. I don't know. I mean, this is the type of game of these teams, 2 shit teams. We could have a shit show shootout again. Feeling the shit show shootout. If you talk about 6-2 Buffalo Bills, baby, holler at your boys. I mean, fucking Buffalo Bills moved to 6-2 on Thursday night. Motherfuckers, Bills Mafia about to lose their shit, baby. That shit's fucking hilarious. I'm getting my ass up in Orchard Park, New York, and hang out with those fucking maniacs.
The opposite side of the ball, I feel like you got to sit McCown. The Bills getting up the 2nd fewest touchdowns on the season and through the air. They really, I mean, look at last week shutting that offense down.
Yeah, go out there, fucking Derek Carr and the Raiders up. I mean, it was that West Coast to the noon start on the East Coast. There's always a cockery for those West Coast teams. But, I mean, the Raiders went out there and started off hot and early, 7-0, and the Bills just slammed the fucking door. Bills just slammed the fucking door. It wasn't even a game barely in the second half. Bills up in that ass, baby. Hopefully we're talking about 6-2 Buffalo Bills come Thursday night. We got another sit, Ryan, who we talked about earlier, versus the Panthers, giving up the 5th fewest yards, 2 quarterbacks. Another sit in Mariota versus the Ravens, giving up the 2nd fewest points, 2 quarterbacks. Oh, baby.
This Baltimore D has been bipolar at this point, but
Mariota hasn't
it seems
shown,
like it's getting going late. Mariota had a cream of the crop matchup last time before the bye. Extremely disappointed you against Indianapolis. So I feel like going against this, I'm sitting them. You just got to see something again from him.
Another, talk a little listener league. Hurricane Dicka finally find his ass in the L column. Thanks to the Cheekster right over there, baby. Oh, Hurricane Dicka. We got Reyes Renegades on that 4 fucking game win streak climbing his ass.
Him.
He's in the
pushing in.
He's in there. The sexy boys are 6-2. I mean, I didn't even start a flex play this week. I was playing against one of those ass chaps who abandoned the team, so I figured, fuck it. I'll leave one of my flex plays out. Maybe we get a little game out of this. It wasn't. So, sexy boys are 6-2, baby. We got some. I think you're one of the 3, 5-3 teams, right?
Yeah, it's a cluster in there.
The Reyes. I think the 6th seed is Kaka. I think he's holding on to that last playoff spot.
I think the top 6 teams are all riding win streaks, and the bottom 6 teams are all riding losing streaks.
Yeah, I probably got a couple of those teams on the bottom. Those teams that are banned, they were winning to begin with, but once those bye weeks start fucking hitting them, the L's start fucking rolling in. And the other listener league, Finkel and Einhorn, like I said earlier, got the Benito kicker bone.
I'm on like a 4-game win streak in that league.
Old man Jenkins?
Maybe even a 5. I don't even know.
I was on a come up. I was like, Finkel and Einhorn was like 1-3. We were coming at it. We were 4-3. We got bitch slapped by a kicker on fucking Monday night. Tyreek Hill went out there, pissed his pants. Kicker lit my ass up. It was ridiculous. Congratulations to Benito is finito out there. And I'm holding on to playoff hopes with the Finkel and Einhorn at the 4-4 right now. I think I got one of those dick biscuits that abandoned the teams next week, though. So might be looking at a 5-4 Finkel and Einhorn, baby. I mean, who's abandoning these teams anyway? I mean, come on. Why sign up for it if you're going to abandon a free team? That just sucks. I mean, you know, what the hell, man? Trying to send you a free shirt. You can't even fucking set a lineup? That's bullshit. I don't want to send you a shirt anyway, you prick.
There it is.
There it is.
If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe below if you have not already. Give us a thumbs up.
Give us that thumbs up. There's some comments. We got some who do I start, sit questions, whatnot. Leave them in the comment section below. We will get on that shit as soon as we see it, baby.
All right.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh.
Week 9.
Hot and sexy.
Tankers Fantasy Football. Thank you very much for watching. And we will see you next time.